gonna let the hands hang here outside the hips. And we're gonna start with a gentle roll. So we're gonna roll the head around a few times in one direction. Now what we're doing here is releasing all of the tension in the neck. Be careful, your cervical spine is very sensitive, so I want you to be gentle here. You're gonna slowly roll the head around, inhaling through the nose. And this is a great time to scan your upper back, your neck. If you need to hold a stretch for a few breaths in one place, go ahead and do so. This is your time. And today we're going to be breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Deep breaths. We're going to hold now that right ear into the right shoulder. Let your shoulders sink heavy so your hands are down. The shoulders are heavy. You don't have to necessarily touch the ear to the shoulder. There's some space there. Just enough of a stretch that you can feel that left side open up from the neck to the top of your traps. We're going to go ahead and start reversing that direction. So bring your head back now. And start rolling it around in the other direction, nice and slow. If you guys are counting to 4, it should take you about 4 counts to get your head around a full circle, maybe longer, depending how tight you are. Think about bracing your core as you stand tall. I want you to grab the floor with your feet. We're going to keep the core engaged, including the glutes, the inner thighs, your upper back. Deep breaths as you look up into the ceiling, exhaling as you bring your chin down. We're going to do one more full circle, leaving the ears on the left shoulder next. Stay here. Let your shoulder blades hang heavy, fingertips by your side. We're going to hold this for a couple of breaths, giving ourselves a chance now to open that right side from the neck to your traps and that medial head of the shoulder. You feel this in the chest as well, depending how tight you are in this anterior portion of your body. Great. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your head back to center. Let's take a deep breath in. Reach the arms overhead. We're going to exhale and bring it down. Again, standing nice and tall with your posture, pelvic floor engaged, abs engaged. You want to think about lengthening through the arms and the top of the head. Exhale down. One more time. We're going to reach and hold the arms overhead. Great. From here, bend your elbows. Press your chest out. Squeezing the glutes and those blades together. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Go nice and slow here. This time we're going to bring the hands all the way forward. So start to open your stance. Heel toe your feet out. Let your hands move in front of the body. I want that straight spine. So your spine is going to be long. We're going to push the hips back every pose. We're releasing tension from that lower back. Couple more breaths. Relax your head now. Allow the chin to come in towards the chest so the crown of the head moves towards the floor. Nice and slow. Take that deep breath in through the nose, exhale it through your mouth. And as you exhale, you can press the hips back. As you inhale, you can release the tension from the stretch. So you're rocking forward and back. Inhaling, release the tension. Exhale, press back. We're going to start sinking into the right leg. So I want you to look out, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, start to bend your right leg. Sink into that leg. Left toes come up and you reach for with your peace fingers into your toes. So we're taking this stretch now into the groin area. Still working posterior chain. Your heels on the right may come off the floor. You can keep your feet down if you are flexible enough. So let your body sink into the stretch or blink into it nice and heavy. Think about the muscles as butter and the floor a hot pan. So as you inhale and exhale, you will just melt into the pose. Every time releasing the tension from that stretch. Let's go ahead and return back to that first one. Nice wide legs. Extend the knees, press the hips back, and get deep here into the hamstrings and glutes. We're going to breathe 4 times. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. And when you're ready, on the next exhale, start to sink into your left leg as you extend the right. We're going to take our toes up. We're going to sink into that left side. Hands on the floor. Maybe you're widening up your stance. You're going to feel this in your adductors, your inner thighs, a lot of posterior chain as well, including the hamstrings, your calves, the glutes, and lower back. Just take your breaths, take your time. Each time you exhale, you'll start sinking into your pose a little bit deeper. Great. Let's come back to center this time. Heel toe your feet together. Toes and heels touch. Take a deep inhale. and shoulders. Relax the head. On the next exhale, release the hands, start to circle them. Body hangs heavy. Loosen up the shoulders and work with your breath. And stop moving the arms. Start to bend the knees. We're going to come into a nice kneeling position. But before we get there, I want you to lift your heels off the floor. Squeeze the knees together. Open the heart. Extend your back nice and long. Squeeze your inner thighs. The toes are flexed. We're just hanging here for a few breaths. Engage your core. This is good for your balance and your stability. Hands are by your side, fingertips on the floor. We're contracting the muscle before we lengthen the muscle. So give yourself a couple more breaths. And on the next exhale, spread the legs open, bring the toes together in the back. We're going to sit here into our heels. Knees are wide, chest is up, crown of the head is up towards the ceiling. We're going to start rolling the shoulders back, releasing tension from that area. You can rest your hands over your thighs. You can let your arms hang heavy outside the hips. Tops of the foot are down on the mat, so your toes are pointing away towards the back wall. We're going to exhale, roll forward for 4, 3, 2, and 1. So you're giving yourself a stretch around the ankle, the shins. Just hang here. Let's start walking our hands back, back, back. Extending out the hips and stretching out those hip flexors. So your palms can rest on the floor, fingertips towards the back wall. We're going to squeeze those shoulder blades together. You can squeeze your glutes to activate your thighs in the front a little bit more, and then relax and just let your muscles get into your breath. We're going to be here for 30 seconds. Big toes touch, knees spread out. You're opening up the heart. If you're able to bring your back to the floor in its entirety, you're more than welcome to enjoy that stretch. You would simply release the hands and start dropping now into the forearms. And be holding it here for a few deep breaths. And if you're comfortable enough and you want to bring your shoulders and back into the floor, you can just release and come down. If not, stay on your forearm. That's your second option. Or stay in your hands as your first option. One more inhale. Exhale. Come forward. Reach the arms overhead. Take that deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward, and let's move into child's pose. Forehead rests on the mat. You start to walk your hands towards the front of the room. bringing out the opposite muscles. Relax your breath. Let your body sink. We're going to inhale and press off the floor. Exhale, reach the left arm, taking a twist. Opening up, wave your hands. And bring that hand through. Under the right arm, bringing your left ears on the floor. You can take your right hand and wrap it around the left hip. So bring it behind your back. We're going to hit the shoulders down, opening up those muscles around the scapula. Take deep breaths. Relax. Two more breaths. And when you're ready, we're going to press off the floor again into all fours. Inhale, exhale, open up on the right side. Wave your right hand as you reach your fingertips to the sky. Exhale that hand through, bring it under your left arm, right ear to the floor. Rest your head down. Bring that left. We're going to start with the forward fold. So feet straight out, toes and heels touch. You can spread your butt cheeks open. We're going to take that deep inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward, taking the peace fingers into your big toes. Now, if you are feeling tight in the hamstring, it is perfectly fine to keep your knees slightly bent. If you are very flexible, your chest will probably come down, folding so the belly touches the thighs. Wherever you are today, I want you to work with your breath. Really doesn't matter if your chest touches the thigh or not, as long as you're experiencing the stretch and you're working with your body to improve your flexibility. One more inhale. Very good. Exhale. We're going to bring now the back into the mat. But before you get there, bring your feet together. Bottom soles of the feet touch. We're going to use the elbows to push the knees out, sitting nice and tall. Crown of the head to the ceiling, engaging the abdominal wall. We're going to take 2 deep breaths here. And then we're going to start sinking into our backs. Keep the legs where they are. Just fold down. You can walk your heels towards your butt, giving yourself a chance to adjust. And we're just going to hold it here. Soles of the feet together, knees spread apart. Your hands can face up or down. Now the tendency will be to tighten the glutes. So if you're squeezing your glutes, I want you to relax that muscle. Relax the hips, relax the pelvis. Stay here. You can close your eyes. Start to bring awareness into the breath by being present. So we're getting deep into those hips. We're going to inhale the knees together. And drop both knees to the right side. And right hand's going to reach over the left knee. You can bring your thighs towards the chest a little bit more. Getting into a 90-degree angle at the hips. Twisting and gazing over the left shoulder blade. Stretching out now the sides, the hips, lower back. Let's inhale back to center. Exhale, let's drop the legs now into the left side. Left hand goes over the right knee. 90 degrees angles. Knees over your shoulder. And stretch it out. We're going to inhale the knees back to center. Stay in tabletop. Exhale your left leg. Extend that hip and knees. Interlacing the fingers over the shin on the right side and drawing the thighs towards the belly. We're stretching the glutes on the right, lower back, and the hip flexors on the left side. You can point and flex your toes. Adding movement, working with the ankle joints and muscles around the feet and the ankles. Hold your foot in a flexed position, pushing through the heel, bringing the toes towards the shin. We're going to start extending the right leg, interlace the fingers behind the thighs. Make a 4. Bring that left thigh towards your chest as you interlace the fingertips behind the thigh. Open up. You can rest your head on the floor and close your eyes. You're here for 30 seconds. Release the hands. Let your left leg fall. Bend your right knee. Now pull it away from the midline. Dropping your right elbow on the floor. Opening up the inner groin area. You can place your left hand over your left hip to ensure that the hip is squared out. And let's return to center. Extend your right leg. Exhale your left knee into the chest. Interlacing the fingers around the shin. Let's start bringing movement into the ankles by bringing the toes towards the shin, pointing away. Super slow. You want to squeeze the muscle and lengthen the muscle. When you're ready, extend that left leg, holding the toes at the foot at a dorsiflexion. You're going to start feeling this a lot in the hamstrings, especially if they're still tight. On the next exhale, bend your left leg, bring your right thigh towards the chest, interlace your fingers, and hold this number 4, opening up the hips. Whatever you do, don't stop breathing. You can release the tension from the stretch. And get right into it once again if it starts becoming too much for you to handle. Freeze the right leg. Bring your hands around the shin on the left. Start to pull your left leg away from the midline. Bring your right hand over your right hip to ensure that the hip is nice and square. Deep breaths. And inhale that leg back to center. Knees are right over the hips at 90 degrees. We're going to extend both legs now. Foot comes into dorsiflexion. We're going to take the hands under the lower back. Triangle. Right under the sacrum. Giving yourself some support. Drive the shoulders away from your earlobes. Draw the belly into the spine. Press your back into the floor. We're allowing that blood to circulate through the legs. This is also good to help tone and strengthen the abdominal wall. On the next exhale, open the legs out. Take the toes towards you. Relax your glutes. And release the legs. Drop it down. Come into the belly. So we're going to come up. Roll into the belly. Coming into prone position. We're going to take the cobra stretch. So I want you guys to bring your hands outside your right and left chest. We're going to push the shoulder blades down. We're going to take a deep inhale and scoop the chest out as you push your chest and hips off the floor. Engage the thighs. Point your toes towards the back wall. Now, Sally, lower those shoulders a little bit more. Yes. We want to create space between the earlobe and the shoulder blade. Judy, bring the elbows in towards your rib cage. So instead of being out, you're going to bring them in. Yes. Much better. We're going to take a deep inhale and slowly lower the chest. And we're going to do this again. This time, we're going to bring the elbows into the rib cage. Draw a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale. Press the hands into the ground. Pick up the chest, the belly, and the thighs off the floor. Point the toes. Squeeze the glutes. Engaging the back. Elbows in. And release the tension. Lower down. Very good. Open your arms into airplane, palms down. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, start to turn towards your left shoulder and your left hip. The right leg is going to go over the left, and you're going to bring your foot down on the floor. You can walk your foot towards the glute, taking that twist. Your head is on the floor. We're squeezing the glutes and getting deep into that left shoulder. So you're opening up the chest and all of those muscles connecting your shoulders to the chest. Inhale back to center. Release your right leg. Stay here. 2 breaths before we move on to the other side. Relax the shoulders. Relax your back. Inhale, pick up the left leg. Exhale, roll into the right shoulder, the right hip. Placing your left foot down on the floor behind your thighs. Make sure that your hands and arms are in line with that shoulder joint. And we're going to take a couple more breaths. This is great to get tension off your lower back as well. Enjoying this stretch in the obliques. Going around towards the lower back and the lats. If you didn't know, your lats are part of your core. A strong lat, strong glutes will make a strong core. Come back to center. This time, we're going to take the right hand and reach for the right foot. We're going to draw that heel towards the butt. You can make a pillow or bring the left cheek into the floor as you reach your left hand away from your body towards the front of the room. Stretching out the quads, the hips, your psoas. One more inhale and exhale. Release that right leg. Reach your right arm towards the front. Turn your head, rest your right cheek on the floor. Reach back with the left hand, grab a hold of your foot, draw the heel towards the glute. Stretch now the left thigh. You're feeling this in the front of the body. Deep breaths. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. And release. We're going to push ourselves into all fours. Walking the knees under the hips, the hands under the few rotations, shoulder rotations here. So you're going to inhale your right arm up. You're going to turn your palms towards the side and reach back. So we're going back 4 times and forward 4 times. Inhale, reach up. Rotate at the shoulder, bring the palms back and up. And in towards the side as you drop the hands down towards the floor. Inhale to reach. Exhale, rotate back. Trying it one more time. And bring that hand down. Rest it under your shoulder. Let's move to the left side. Inhale to reach. Exhale, turn the palms, rotate the shoulder, drop the hands, and sweep forward. Up, round, back, and down. Take your time. Work with your breath. Helping to build mobility in the shoulder blades, strengthening the core, and creating flexibility in the muscles. One more time. Rest your hands under. This time we're going back with the right. So you're going to reach back, palms down, turn the wrist, and bring the fingertips to the front. We're going back, up, and forward. 4 times. Shoulders are down. You're pushing that left hand into the floor. And rest. Moving on to the left side. I want you to engage the scapula. Reach back, up, forward. One last time. Rest your hands under your shoulders. Inhale to arch the back. Press your glutes to the back wall. Exhale, round the spine, moving into cat pose. Chin to the chest. One last time. Arch the back. Look up. Inhale. Exhale, round the spine, chin to the chest. Let's move around 4 times towards the left, rolling into the shoulders, the knees. Two more. Stopping at the center and reversing directions, pushing back towards the right, rolling forward on the left. 2 more circles. Relax, release, and stop in the center. Come to the top of your mat where we're going to sit back into our heels on a kneeling position. We're going to wrap this up with gratitude. So bring your hands from side to side, releasing tension from the neck. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. And when you're ready, reach the arms overhead, sweep up. What are you guys grateful for today? Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for coming today. Namaste.